Okay, it's time to do some file processing for a text file in Visual Basic, and for that I have already created a text file using Notepad, and that file is located in my D drive, and I've named it my text file. Within this text file I have written names of 4 different people, and I have written each name on a separate line. So this is the file that we're going to be reading from, and we're going to make sure that we set up our file stream, and in our file stream we're going to include this file. Okay, step number 1 is to set up our file stream. Let me set the file stream up and then I'll explain what I've done. Okay, so I've set up my file stream. I've set up this file stream, and let me explain what we've done here. Okay, to set up the file stream, I have used this class, right, from Visual Basic, the file stream class, right. So this is the class that we want to work with when we are processing files, and I have declared an object of this class, right. So this is the object fs, right, and fs is an object of this class file stream. Now on the right hand side, once I have created this object, once this object has been created, I want to give it its initial values, right. I want to call the, so on the right hand side what I've done is I've called the constructor of this class. I've called the constructor of the file stream class, right, and I've done that so that I can give my file stream object, right, which would be fs, right, this object right here, right, I want to give it its initial state. So in the constructor I am passing 2 parameters, right, I am passing 2 parameters. One is the file path and the other one is the mode in which I want to work with this file, right, and the mode that I've chosen is the open mode, and the open mode allows me to read data from a file. Now that we have set up the file stream, we can set the stream reader, right, and let me quickly set that up also, and then I'll explain what I've done. Okay, so let's see what we've done here. Like we discussed earlier on, that to read from a file stream we would need a reader, and for a text file this is the class io.streamReader that we work with when we have to read text from a file stream, right. So this is our class, and this is the object of the io.streamReader class. On the right hand side, once again I call the constructor of the io.streamReader class because I wanted to instantiate, to give my object its initial value. So what I've done is I've passed the file stream as a parameter to my stream reader. So my stream reader is now going to be working on this file stream. Now that we've set up our stream reader, which is SR, right, this SR is an object of the io.streamReader class. We can use this object to access different procedures and functions within the io.streamReader class. And the function that we are interested in is the readLine function. What this does is it reads a single line from the text file, and it returns that line as a string value. So as a result of this function call, we are going to get a string value. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to declare a string variable, right? I'm going to declare a string variable, and I'm going to use that string variable to receive the value that is being returned by this readLine function. Now that my string variable has this value, I'm going to use console.writeLine to display this value in the output screen. So I'm going to use console.writeLine for that. And finally, I need to close both streams. It is very important once you've opened a stream, which we've done here. This is the file stream. This is where we've opened the file stream, and this is where we've opened the stream reader. So I need to close both of these. So I'm going to call the close function sr.close, and I'm also going to call the close function for my file stream. Once I've done this, we are ready to run our program. Just this console.read key instruction at the end, because this helps my window from vanishing. Now we can run this code and see our output. And as you can see, what we've done is we have successfully read a single line from within our file. Yes, but the problem is that we had multiple lines, right? And we want to read all of those lines from our text file. So to do that, we are going to take the help of the cursor. Remember, I explained the cursor to you, and a cursor keeps moving in the stream of bytes until it reaches the end of the stream. So when we read line number 1, the cursor moves to the start of line number 2. Once we've read line number 2, the cursor moves to the start of line number 3. So we keep reading lines, and our cursor keeps updating its position until it reaches the end of the stream. So we are going to use the position of the cursor to run our loop to keep reading lines, and once we reach the end of the stream, that loop is going to stop, right? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to say while not sr.end of stream. So this end of stream is a function within the io.streamReader class, and this function returns a boolean value indicating whether the cursor has reached the end of the stream or not. So as long as we've not reached the end of the stream, this loop is going to keep running. So within this loop, we are going to cut and paste these two instructions. So within this loop, what we are going to do is, as long as this loop runs, we are going to keep reading lines. We are going to keep showing those values in our output, right? So this loop keeps running until we reach the end of the stream. So this way we'll be able to read all the lines within the file until the cursor reaches the end of the stream, which is where the file ends technically. So let's try and run this code and see if we are able to read all the lines from within that text file. So once I run this code, you can see that we've successfully read all the lines within our text file.